Hello my dear students and welcome to Zenith Academy Online. Today we are doing a chapter of commercial studies for ICSE class 9 and we are doing chapter 3, that is profit and non-profit organizations. Okay, so let's begin and learn what are profit and non-profit organizations for ICSE class 9 commerce. So first is profit seeking organizations. So what are profit seeking organizations? Let's learn the meaning. The organizations which are established and operated primarily with the motive of earning profit. So what's their motive? Their motive is earning profits. Okay. So those organizations which are established and operated primarily with the motive of earning profits may be described as profit seeking organizations. So all they want is profit. So let us see what are the characteristics of these organizations. So profit seeking organizations are basically which type of organizations? Business organizations. So business organizations are an example of profit seeking organizations. No business organization can survive for long without earning some profit. So it is the incentive of earning money which prompts the people to set up and run business organizations. So why will they run a business organization? What is the incentive? The incentive is earning money. So this is very important characteristic. The third is profits also provide the money for modernization, expansion and growth of the business enterprises. So for a particular business enterprise, you need to modernize it from time to time, you need to expand it, and also for its growth, money is required. So these profits, okay, provide the money. These profits provide the money for what? For modernization, for expansion and growth of a business enterprise. Next is the main problem faced in profit seeking organization is maximizing the operating efficiency. Okay, what is operating efficiency and how do you maximize it? Okay, you can reduce the cost. Okay, so by reducing the running cost, the operating cost and increasing the profit, okay, you can maximize the operating efficiency. So owners and managers of these organizations are concerned with ways and means of reducing the cost and increasing the productivity. So in less amount of money you can produce a product of more value. So that is their thought throughout and that is what they are concerned with. So the main problem is how to maximize the operating efficiency. So these all are the characteristic of a profit seeking organization. So now let us learn how do we define them. A profit seeking organization is engaged in the production, purchase and sale of goods and services on a regular basis with the object of earning profit by satisfying human wants, and it undertakes economic activities. So these are the key words. It is a profit seeking organization is engaged in production, purchase and sale of goods and services, and it does it on a regular basis. Why they do it? With the object of earning profit. And how? By satisfying human wants. So this is very important. A profit seeking organization is engaged in production, purchase and sale of goods and services on a regular basis with the object of earning profit. How? By satisfying human wants, and it undertakes all the economic activities. Okay. So this definition is very important. So we understood the meaning, we understood the characteristic, and now this is the perfect definition. The examples are a grocery shop, a sugar mill, automobile repair workshop, a truck company. So all these are examples of profit seeking organizations because they are engaged in production, purchase and sale of goods and services on regular basis with the object of earning profit by satisfying human wants. I hope you have understood the definition very clearly. Now let's go on to non-profit organizations. So non-profit organizations are those organizations which are set up and run not to earn profits but to serve the society. Okay, so their motive is not earning profit but serving the society. So now let's distinguish between profit and non-profit organizations. First is its meaning. So it's a legal entity which operates for earning profit. Earning profit for the owner is known as for profit. It is also known as for profit or profit organization. What is non-profit organization? A non-profit organization is a legal entity which operates for serving the society as a whole. So its main purpose is serving. Now what is the primary motive of a profit organization? Obviously to earn profits, and here to render the services. Now what are the main functions? Here production and distribution are the main functions. So production of goods and services and distribution of goods and services. And here what it is? Helping people. The main function is helping people. Now net result of operation is profit or loss, and here the net result is surplus or deficit. Let's go ahead and learn some more. Form of organization. So sole proprietorship, partnership firm or company. Okay, so only one person can be a proprietor, so sole proprietorship, or it can be between two or more partners or company. Now non-profit organization, what is the form? Club, trust, public hospitals, society, etc. Now management. Who are the part of management here? The sole proprietor, the partners or the directors, as the case may be. If there is a board of directors, then the directors. Otherwise sole proprietor or partners. Here trustees, committees or governing bodies are the management. Now source of revenue. From where does it get revenue? Okay, so it gets revenue from sales of goods and services, whereas it gets its revenue from donation, subscriptions, membership fees, etc. Now commenced through. Now how it is commenced? Through the capital contributed by the owners. Okay, so owners give some capital. It is commenced through funds. Funds, from where do it get funds? From donation, subscription, government grant and so on. Now money earned over and above. Okay, so the money that is earned over and above what it has invested is profit. Okay, so money earned over and above here is profit. So profit is transferred to capital account. Okay, this profit is transferred to the capital account, whereas here whatever you earn over and above is known as surplus, and it is transferred to capital fund. Okay, it is transferred to the next fund. Now risk. Here the risk is high and here the risk is low. Tax. They are liable to pay tax. So taxes are payable by profit organizations, whereas it is not payable by non-profit organizations. They don't have to pay any tax on their surplus. Now government grants. Government grants are not available for profit organization, because why government will give grants to an organization who wants to make profit and not to help people, and they are giving the grants to those non-profit organizations which are there to serve the society. Now let's talk about non-profit organizations in detail. Okay, so these are the different types of non-profit organizations: charitable organizations, educational organizations, religious organizations, public health organizations, municipal organizations, political organizations, mutual benefit organizations and commonweal organization. Now charitable organizations are divided into three. Okay, educational trusts, clubs and voluntary associations. So charitable organizations has these three parts, and these are the total number of non-profit organizations. Now they are grouped under trusts, non-profit companies and societies. So all of them are grouped under these three groups. Okay, so let's study each one of them in detail. First is charitable organizations, which has three parts. So what are charitable organizations? These organizations exist to provide financial assistance like donations for various social causes. For example, Tata and many other industrial houses have established charitable trusts which provide scholarships for higher education to young persons, mainly from poor families. Example is Ratan Tata Trust. Now, some examples of these organizations are educational trust, clubs and voluntary associations. So these are the different three organizations which come under charitable organizations. So you should remember what are charitable organizations. They provide financial assistance for various social causes. Okay. and it can be under trusts, clubs and associations. So let us study what are educational trusts. Now these trusts run school and colleges to provide free education to poor people. They also offer scholarships and loans to bright children from poor families. Some of them run free libraries as well. We all know him, right? The great Ratan Tata sir. Okay, so he runs various educational trusts, and this comes under and these come under charitable trusts. Now the second subheading under charitable trust is clubs. So clubs such as Lions and Rotary organize blood donation camps. These organizations also provide help to the victims of natural calamities such as flood, fire, earthquake. So Lions Club, Rotary Club, they all organize various events like blood donation camps. They go and help the victims of floods and different other calamities. Okay. Next is voluntary associations. So many organizations have set up dharmshalas, night shelters, etc. to provide accommodation, that is the place to live, to people who have no place to stay. Many charitable bodies donate money to the National Defence Fund, Prime Minister Relief Fund, etc. So here you can see several dharmshalas which have been set up by voluntary associations where poor people get a place to stay, and they also donate money to the National Defence Fund and the Prime Minister Relief Fund. Now the second non-profit organizations are educational organizations. Business houses have also set up schools and colleges which offer educational facilities to public at nominal cost. Central and state government have set up schools, colleges, universities, IITs, IIMs, libraries and other educational institutes for the development of human resources in the country. And who are human resource in the country? We. Okay, you as a student. Okay, we all are human resources, and to develop the human resources, the government, the state government and the central government has set up these schools. Okay, and these are different from private educational institutions which have been set up to earn money, whereas these institutes run by government are different from them. They are there to serve people. Example, Council for Indian School Certificate Examination, CISCE, that is your ICSE. Now the third non-profit organization is religious organizations. Temples, churches, gurudwaras, masjid, etc. exist to provide facilities to people for their religious activities. The best ever example in India is Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee. Okay, we all know what this committee has been doing for people belonging to all the religions during any calamity or during any time of difficulties. Next is public health organizations. Public hospitals and dispensaries are set up to provide free medical facilities to public in general. So in a poor country like India, organizations play a vital role in the promotion of public health. Example, Sulabh International. So you must have seen a lot of Sulabh complexes wherein they have built mobile and even stationary complexes for sanitation and issues related to that. So these public health organizations play a very vital role in a country like India, which is having a humongous population. So these organizations help a lot in promoting public health. Next type of non-profit organization is municipal organizations. Okay, municipal authorities in every state and union territory provide sewage disposal. Sewage is the waste that is generated from our houses and from industries, etc. Water, electricity, sanitation and other essential services to people. Example, New Delhi Municipal Corporation. So we all have municipal corporations in our states. Okay, so these municipal corporations, what do? They provide sewage disposal, water, electricity, sanitation and other essential services. Now next non-profit organization is political organizations. Now, political parties exist to protect and promote the political interests of their members. You should remember that they promote the political interest of their members only. They sponsor and support candidates during elections and carry out various political functions. Example is Bharatiya Janata Party. So these are the different examples of major political parties in our country, and these protect and promote the political interests of their own members. They sponsor the candidates during the propaganda and during elections. Now next is mutual benefit organizations. These are very important. These are voluntary associations set up for the benefit of their members and the public. Okay, so especially they cater to their own members, their own group of people. Okay, so clubs and trade unions are examples of such organizations. Example, Hind Mazdoor Sabha. So Hind Mazdoor Sabha is an organization which caters to the problems of all the labor class people, all the mazdoors in a particular area. Now the last but not the least, okay, the 8th non-profit organization is commonweal organizations. Okay, these organizations are established for the benefit of public at large or the whole society, like army, police, fire service. These are the examples of commonweal organizations. For instance, an army defends the whole country and not the part of it from foreign aggressions. So they help the whole country, okay, the whole society as a whole. The examples of commonweal organizations are army, police, fire service, etc. Now, the organization of non-profit organizations. So these all non-profit organizations are organized into 3 groups: societies, trusts, and non-profit companies. Now what are these? Let's study what are societies. So a society is a group of 10 or more persons who associate voluntarily and register it under the Cooperative Society Act 1912 to protect and promote their common interest. So they protect and promote their common interest. Every member has 1 vote and the society is managed by an executive committee. And who elects the executive committee? The members. Okay. The executive committee elects the president, vice president, secretary and joint secretary. Kaira District Cooperative Society. Okay. This is an example. It's the producer of Amul brand milk products. So my dear students, what are societies? Societies are made up of 10 or more. Okay, so there has to be 10 plus members and this society is registered under Cooperative Society Act 1912. This is important. You have to learn under which act it is registered, and every member has the right to vote. Every member has 1 vote. They can elect a committee. They can make a committee, okay, an executive committee, and the executive committee elects president, vice president, secretary and joint secretary. Example is Kaira District Cooperative Society. The next is trusts. Trusts are set up to further social causes such as public health and education. Okay. Trusts are exempted from income tax. They don't have to give income tax. A trust is formed when a rich person, okay, or entity transfers property in cash or kind, an agreement of trust is executed. Okay, and the trust is registered under Indian Trusts Act. Okay, the trust is managed by a group of trustees for the beneficiaries. So beneficiaries are those who are part of it. So common people can be called as beneficiaries. In India, trusts run temples, educational institutions, medical institutes, etc. One very good example is Sir Dorabji Tata Trust. It offers scholarships to students belonging to weaker sections of the society for pursuing higher education. So here what you have to remember, that why they are set up to further social causes such as public health and education. They don't have to pay any income tax. A trust is formed by whom? A rich person or an entity. Okay, and they are registered under Indian Trusts Act. And who runs it? What is the management? A group of trustees for the beneficiaries. Okay. Now in India, the trust run temples, education institutes, etc. An example is Sir Dorabji Tata Trust. So for all 3 of them, you have to remember that what is the primary motive, why they are set up, who manages it, under which act is it registered, and an example. So last is non-profit companies. What are non-profit companies? It's a company that is registered under Companies Act 2013. Okay, so you have to remember this. For the purpose other than earning profit. So other than earning profit, its other purposes are there, and distributing them to its members. So it is managed by who manages it? Board of directors. The directors are elected by the members of the company. An example is Sulabh International. So what are companies? They are also non-profit companies. Okay, purposes other than earning profits and distributing it to the members. Now it is registered under Companies Act 2013. Who runs it? A board of directors. Example is Sulabh International. So you have to remember at least these 3 points. So now quickly let's summarize the chapter. So there are profit organizations whose primary motive is to earn profit. Then there are non-profit organizations whose primary motive is to serve people. Now they are arranged under charitable organizations, educational organizations, religious organizations, public health organizations, municipal organizations, political organizations, mutual benefit organizations, commonweal organizations, and they are grouped under 3, that is trusts, societies and non-profit companies. So this was all about this chapter. I hope you have liked and you have understood the chapter very well, and you will be able to write all the answers related to it. If you have liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and write in the comment section below, and please share it with all of your friends and keep the learning on. Thank you.